18th December 2022, Lionel Messi cemented his legacy as a modern day GOAT by winning the World Cup. That debate is now over. But who is the best footballer on current form as we enter the business end of this season? That's what we are going to discuss in this slide. Hello and welcome to WION Sports Xtra. I am Nikhil Mathur and I'm joined by my colleague Vidur Kathuria and Shubhashish Nandi. Our poll is live on WION Sports Twitter handle. Please go and share your opinion there. Who is the best footballer according to you on current form?
I think first let's look at the contenders. And as you mentioned, uh, no Messi and no Ronaldo. They are not part of this conversation. I think it's established that Messi is the greatest player of this generation. And Cristiano Ronaldo now no longer plays in one of Europe's top leagues. So it's unfair to have him in the conversation as of now. And this is only current form. Yeah. So we're not saying the best player in the last 3 4 seasons. On current form, if you had to pick a player, who would it be? So let's take a look at the names. I think in the Premier League, you have to say Erling Haaland. He has been the standout performer. Then you have, of course, Kylian Mbappe, who is undoubtedly the most explosive player in the world right now. Then you have to include a couple of players from other players from the Premier League. Marcus Rashford is having his best season.
Phenomenal season, especially after the World Cup.
Absolutely, his numbers are sensational. Um, and then I think Shivashish will do justice to this. You have to include a couple of players from Napoli. So why don't you?
I mean, Victor Kvaratskhelia ought to win this conversation, as does Victor Osimhen. I mean, they have been running right in Serie A.
Yeah.
They are Napoli are what?
No, really, just there.
They are going to win the Serie A. I mean,
They are going to win it here.
Yeah, but I know it's difficult. But if you have to pick one or two, who are going to be your pick?
I think right now, um, the season that he is having, and if I had to pick a player to begin a team right now, I would still go for Kylian Mbappe. That is, it might be slightly the safe option, but what he has done over the last, not just this season, but over the last few seasons, and he has shown that he can lead a team. He can take a game by the scruff of its neck and just lead a team to victory. He almost did in the World Cup final, as we saw. Um,
But
and
clearly, that isn't the case with PSG. Like,
yeah, that is true. He failed. I mean, PSG as a club failed in the Champions League, but they also had Lionel Messi, and even he wasn't able to. And Neymar. Yeah. So I think that on current form, Kylian Mbappe is still arguably the best player.
yeah, I also agree with you because he has won in 33 games this season.
Yeah.
He has 39 goals and goal contribution, 31 goals and 8 assists or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got to be one of the top contenders. If I mean, is he the best? According to me, no, because I personally believe that strikers do get.
of course,
Yeah,
of course. I mean, strikers definitely get all the limelight. And so the point that you want to make is the midfielders and the other players also give that much of a contribution, but they don't get that much of a limelight. Exactly. But what if? Wait, no.
Going by that point, I believe Kvaratskhelia is currently the best player in the world, according to me, because he has everything. He scores goals, he assists, and it's a beautiful gameplay. I mean, he's silky. I mean, he's just like Mesut Ozil, but kind of a bit more reformed, according to me, obviously.
Kiyoshi is obviously a huge fan of what they call Quaradona. And I agree. I'm also a huge fan of him. He's a brilliant footballer and one that you just want to watch him play. Guys, I know not a lot of you probably follow the Italian Serie A, but this player, Kubica Kvaratskhelia, he's Georgian. And if you haven't seen him play, just search him on YouTube or something. He's a joy to watch. And but let's no, let's yeah.
So you said Kylian Mbappe on current form. I just want to add, what if Erling Haaland wins the Champions League for Manchester City? Will your opinion change? Let's say, just let's assume that that's what he's been bought for. He has scored, I think, even more goals than anyone else this season.
He's a goal scoring machine.
If that happens, will your opinion change?
If Erling Haaland is able to lead Manchester City to the Champions League title, he will most probably be crowned the FIFA Best Player. Because and I mean that will mean so much to the club that is Manchester City. They've made a Champions League title, and he's already if he doesn't score any more goals, after he's still had a great season. So if that is the case, then he will win the Ballon d'Or. He will because this year there are no major tournaments, international tournaments. So usually, what in that case is usually what happens is the best player in the Champions League or Messi or Ronaldo with the Ballon d'Or. But another name that sort of comes to mind right now is maybe what about Luka Modric? Luka Modric, he is certainly in the conversation for the best midfielder in the world right now. Since if you want to break it down by position, and like he showed us against Liverpool that on his day he's still arguably the best central midfielder in the world.
Yeah, I agree with you because I mean, currently, I mean, if we consider all the midfielders, Modric and De Bruyne,
Yeah.
these two are probably the top two guys.
Yeah.
But other than that, if we consider up and coming midfielders, who do you think comes into this conversation?
Upcoming midfielder. Well, I have to say, I've mentioned Pedri and Gavi. They're having brilliant seasons for Barcelona, and they're probably going to win the league as well. And after what? First time since Messi. Yeah. And they are crucial. They start every game. They are crucial to the side. Again, as we said with Kvaratskhelia, someone you just want to watch play. That's the case with Pedri and Gavi. They are products of the Barcelona. Pedri, but just the way they play, it's that typical Barcelona way of playing that silky smooth passing, very comfortable on the ball, can score the goal as well. So I think in terms of outcome, Petri is already established as a top player, and Gavi is what 19, at 18 or 19, and both of them are also starting for Spain for the national teams, and that is incredible.
Since speaking of Barcelona, I remember one like a quote from Alex Ferguson said, "If you want to win matches, you need good attacker, but if you want to win titles, you need good defense." And that's what Barcelona is doing. Yeah. And another name that I want to throw in is Marc-Andre ter Stegen. What he has been brilliant. He considered was 9 goals in La Liga. So I mean, he's also in contention. I mean, if you talk about the best player, we go position by position.
So, yeah, let's do that. So as of now, as you mentioned, so who is the best goalkeeper in the world right now?
Ter Stegen, because I remember even Thibaut Courtois saying that this season he has been the best, and he is his direct rival. I think I will say.
What about in the Premier League? Who has had the best season in the Premier League?
Uh, Tough to pick one. If like I at the top of my head,
Ramsdale.
Ramsdale has had it. He has a good season.
Can't see. Consider him.
There are no probably standout performers because when you think about Arsenal, even though their defense has been good, it's been more of a team effort. Yeah. Like if you had to pick one player from Arsenal who has
probably Saka.
Saka or Odegaard, they have had very good seasons. But again, it's been a complete team effort. Edison, he has been very good over the last few years, but this season he's made the odd error, and their defense hasn't been great. And of course, when you have to mention Alisson, who is not having the greatest season, of course, he is not in the conversation for best goalkeeper in Premier League. So yeah, I think if pushed, I would have to say that Ramsdale is the best goalkeeper. I mean, he's having the best season in the Premier League right now.
Speaking of midfielders, like I know we discussed this. What about Casemiro? This is the United fan speaking, but in Real Madrid, you saw that he was already surrounded by great midfielders. Yeah. But in United, he has shown that he has been the difference between, United being that bringing back those glories.
Of course. Well, his contribution and the difference that makes to the team has been clear to see for everyone. The experience that he brought to the United side, something that they were missing, and the fight as well. I mean, he's not afraid to get into a scrap and you see. He's just like Ramos. Yeah. Well,
you always want a Ramos in your team.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have as many red cards.
That was his first red card for you, like in his entire career when he got it against United.
Yeah. So in Premier League, Casemiro got to be in the conversation. Other than that, De Bruyne, I mean, he's always there.
Yeah.
And McAllister will be with
Maybe,
Brian.
yeah, maybe a little bit of stretch.
From Arsenal, it's got to be Odegaard. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the captain. He's
Catalyst, yeah.
yeah. He actually creates things, and he's the player who starts the entire movement.
Yeah.
So yeah, Odegaard or Casemiro.
Yeah, we'll talk about attackers and defenders, but what about, attackers and midfielders, but what about the main position, like one of the main positions, of course, defenders? Right now stands out in terms of centre backs and full backs. Who right now stands out?
I'm gonna bring in my Napoli bias and mention Kim Min Jae. He's been brilliant. He's strong. I don't know. I mean, he's just brilliant. I mean, he's he's just brilliant.
He's been linked to a lot of top European clubs. And of course, well, when you mention Napoli, each of their players are having very, very good seasons. And they will win the Serie A title.
The big question is, I think they've got an easy draw in Champions League. I clearly see them reaching the final.
Yeah. And what a
Can they win the Champions? If they win the Champions League,
that is another that's another Facebook Live.
because so who else? Barcelona defense.
Araujo
And even Balde left back is for Jordi Alba to the bench.
again, Arsenal, coming back to Arsenal, Saliba has had a very good season. Then you have, in terms of fullbacks as well, I mean, who are the fullbacks that stand out? I'm just thinking out loud. Of course, it used to be fullbacks.
Yeah, this season actually I haven't really done anything. To be very honest.
Yeah, well, the position is now sort of changing. Of course, attack-minded fullbacks. Andrew Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold were the two standout fullbacks back in the Premier League over the last few seasons. But obviously, this season has been an utter
Now
disaster.
Ancelotti gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have
let's
some
get to
comments. First comment is by our sports writer Digja Singh Deo. He says Messi won the Golden Ball and the FIFA best. Isn't he the best?
Well, that's we addressed that.
It has already been established that
He is the
goat.
best.
Yeah.
He's the goat. He's the modern day goat. He's the best of this generation. But we're discussing on current form and club forms specifically. I think because Messi, his club PSG, they've been knocked out of the Champions League. I think it's fair to say that he won't win the Ballon d'Or this year. It's likely that he will not win it. So, who are the top contenders and who are going to take this mantle from Messi for the next, say, 10 years? That's what we're discussing.
And we have some other comments. Brian says Kylian Mbappe. We have a couple of guys. George says Saka is the best. Even Jeremy, I believe the same, that Saka, the young boy Saka is good. Gatlick says Messi.
So I think, as we mentioned, he is definitely one for the future. The goal he scored for England against Ukraine, that was something special. And again, the season he's having, he has been one of the standout performers along with Odegaard, and he has been Arsenal's best attacker. And if he can work on a couple of aspects of his game, uh, he, he will definitely be a world-class player, and not just for Arsenal. He can also, take that mantle for England. Maybe take them to that.
So
maybe that helped England side finally win something.
Yeah, exactly.
So Saka or Rashford, who do you think is better? And on this stage at current form,
That's a very, very tough question. I think they're different positions, although technically, both of them are forwards. I think what we see with Rashford is his output is fantastic this season.
yeah.
But Saka creates so much for his side. And even he might not have as many goals, but in terms of his assists, the creative element that he brings to the side is you can't ask more from him from his position for Arsenal. But in terms of output, of course, Rashford, his goals just edge it. So maybe I would pick Rashford because ultimately goals win games.
On current form. He picks Rashford on current form.
On current form, it's got to be Rashford. You can't deny that he has been scoring like crazy. Saka, yes, I mean, but you have to also consider that Saka and Rashford, they are not the same.
Yeah,
So yeah, Rashford, just like Sir Alex Ferguson said, he's not a striker, but he's a scoring goal. So Rashford's main job is to create goals and to provide assists. He has been doing that. But yeah, since football is all about stats and all about goals, it's got to be Rashford for me as well.
And also, I think we can have this debate again when the season ends.
Of
And we can
course,
probably
of
see,
course.
because I think winning a trophy plays a big part in
Yeah, yeah.
how you no matter how has been your contribution, if you can guide your team to a title, it just elevates your status. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Uh,
So I think
any more comments?
we have any more comments, and then we can have the result of our poll. So till then, what's on our show at 6:30 p.m. IST?
We have got a very special interview with India's new boxing sensation. Of course, Nihat Zareen. She won her second World Championship gold medal, and we're speaking to her. So that's there. Of course, there's the dance victory over Ireland, and Netherlands finally got their campaign underway with a win. So all that coming at 6:30 p.m. IST. Please do tune in.
And so I have the result. The question that we asked was, who is the best footballer in the world right now? We could only put four options out there. So first was Erling Haaland, 26%, Kylian Mbappe, 50%, Marcus Rashford, 13%, and others is 11%. So clearly, most of you believe that Kylian Mbappe is the best player in the world.
Justified. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this and much more on our show at 6:30